Did you see it? The Raptors win 112-110 at Scotiabank Arena off of an R.J. Barrett game winner. I mean, are you kidding me? You couldn't have scripted this thing any better. It looked like they were dead in the water for a second. Because, listen, RJ was rough down the stretch in this one. I mean, throughout the fourth and overtime, it was just looking bad. And then RJ said, listen, we ain't going out like that. RJ said, we are not going out like that. Okay? The RJ Barrett slander will never happen on the Mike Roach Show. Ever. It's just not going to happen. Let's get straight into the comments immediately. Johnny is in the building. Johnny said that it's the weekend, it's Friday, and it's time to get this post-game show on the road. We ain't going to bed tonight. Because there are things that we have to talk about this. Are you not entertained? Says Trouty. Are you not entertained? I mean, are you kidding me here? Johnny snapped. Johnny said, let's effing go right now. Come on, baby. Game 7. The Toronto Raptors have beaten the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they're missing 2 starters. Hilarious. The largest payroll in the NBA, the Cleveland Cavaliers, are losing to the Raptors without Brandon Ingram, without Emmanuel Quickley. I mean, seriously, once again, are you not entertained? Did you see the way that shot went in from RJ Barrett? He shot that 3. The ball hits the back of the rim, almost hits the roof at Scotiabank Arena, and drops from the heavens straight through the basket. I mean, you couldn't have drew it up any better than that. Are you kidding me? I mean, there are so many things that we have to talk about in this one. I can't believe they won this thing. I mean, seriously. I mean, they were playing well once again up until the third quarter. And then they got to the fourth. They fall apart, bend but don't break. They end up in overtime. And then somehow the Raptors pull this thing off. I will say this. The Raptors, from a defensive standpoint tonight, absolutely incredible job. It was an incredible job from the Raptors defensively tonight. And listen, when you look at that box score, you're going to see 24 points from Donovan Mitchell. They did a fantastic job on Donovan Mitchell. 11 of 26 from the field, and most of those points he had came late in the game. All right, 2 of 10 from three-point range in 41 minutes. And James Harden, 44 minutes in this game, 16 points, 5 of 14 from the field, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, 4 turnovers. And Evan Mobley had 26 points in this game. He was really good. In this game. He drilled 3 threes again in this game, 3 of 7 from the field. Allen had 14 points in this game. I would say this. If I did not watch this game and I didn't know the score, but I looked at the box score from Cleveland, I would assume that Cleveland probably won this game in a very close one. I would say that. So the Raptors, once again, they come out strong and beat the Cleveland Cavaliers, and now it's do or die again in game 7, but now for both teams. Not just for the Raptors anymore. Now it's do or die for Cleveland. And, you know, they're probably doo-dooing themselves over in Ohio right now. Do I have a sound bite for that one? I mean, are you kidding me? Everybody in Cleveland right now. Oh, they're just shitting themselves left and right. I mean, are you kidding me? They're terrified over there right now. Drop on for the RJ Barrett is post game with Amazon. Is that where the game was being streamed tonight on Amazon? I don't know who the hell it was with, but listen, I heard his post game. Did you hear it?
I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone. I smoke my stogie anywhere I want.
And let me tell you something. Big, big props to Scotiabank Arena. Absolutely rocking. I'm going to get to all your comments in just a second. But did you hear the arena? I'm talking. I mean, the building just absolutely rocking. Just rocking. I mean, there are so many things that we have to get to. But let's start off with some of your comments here. Listen, we're all pumped. We're all pumped. We're all hype right now. And so, man, Johnny's in here. He's active. Ash YI4TW is in the building as well. Saj G11, crazy, Saji says, let's go as well. Ash YI4TW says, yes. Adam is in the building as well. Raptors in 7. Johnny goes back and says, I swear someone need to pull this stat up. Well, we're going to get to a few stats, Johnny, in just a little bit. I'm pretty sure we are above 500 when we got Jack on the broadcast. Hilarious. That would be a pretty funny stat to see, though, at the same time. Antoinette Tavares. So proud of these guys. Listen, I'm super proud. Super proud of what the Raptors did here tonight. And listen, you got to give some big, big credit to Darko Rajakovic down the line here. He held that challenge until overtime, and it paid off. It paid off big. Wins the challenge. Darko, we got to drop one for you. We got to drop on Ash YI4TW with the super chat funds. Really appreciate that. Anything you give to the program will be used to improve the quality. So thank you very much for that super chat fund. Trouty, Trouty dropping $5 in the super chat as well. Much appreciated. Even listen, $5, $10. I just appreciate it if you give 1 cent. You give me 1 cent, give me half a cent, and I'm appreciative. I don't take any of y'all for granted. I love all you, and I'm happy to have you with me as we break this game down. Matt B8943 says, bruh, I know, absolutely insane stuff. You know how many ambulances are on the road right now because people had heart attacks on the couch? Do you know how many people had heart attacks on the couch? I hope they're all okay, by the way. But that was just absolutely insane stuff from what we just saw inside Scotiabank Arena. Matt B says that's an all-time Raptors shot. I don't know if I've ever seen the ball fly off the rim that high and drop in. Maybe except for when it happened with, remember when it happened with Halliburton a few years back in New York for that game winner? That was crazy. Absolutely crazy. But this one looked like it was even higher. What a shot, says Co Plus 3790. Just unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable stuff. Michael JP3QE. Some dumb Raptors fans are talking about trading RJ. Trading RJ where? I mean, please, give me a damn break. Give me a break. Listen, people don't understand that RJ is still young. And yes, he's not the greatest all the time with his possessions. He makes mistakes. He's kind of limited offensively when he's going right. We get that. But guys, that's what the offseason is for. We're seeing RJ develop and improve and evolve his game year by year. And this is the best he's ever been. It takes time. He's getting better, and he's showing us what we already know about him. He's never afraid to be aggressive. That's the thing about RJ. A shot like that, a lot of people would hesitate, maybe take an extra dribble, try to get some. No, RJ ain't making it complicated. You pass him the rock, 2-3 seconds left, he's taking that shot. He's taking that shot. And he pushes your season to game 7. And you know what? A great pass from Scotty Barnes, because it's such a good thing that Scotty Barnes is so unselfish and has trust in his teammates. Because what we're seeing is we're seeing trust here. We're seeing trust. We're seeing chemistry. And people need to be very, very careful when they talk about trading RJ Barrett. That's an F around and find out moment. That's an F around and find out moment. You got to be very, very careful what you wish for. Because one thing that you can't teach in basketball or in professional sports is you cannot teach chemistry. You cannot teach chemistry. And right now, that is what the Raptors are building. They're building chemistry. They're learning, getting better, playing with each other, playing for each other, which is super important. So the Raptors get a big, big W here tonight. And now it's do or die for either team. I mean, there is no way in hell that you could believe anyone in Cleveland thought this was the case. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Everybody in Cleveland right now, this is them. Do you hear everybody talking out the bars and at home? This is everybody in Cleveland right now.
It's happening over here during whole season. I've been calling it back. It's a complete crap.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. I heard somebody else talking in Cleveland. I heard somebody else. Did you hear this?
Completely BS. This is shame. Shame for the referees. Shame for the league to allow this.
Go cry about it. Go cry about it. Listen, and you see, this is, you know what? I'm so happy to see the Raptors going to game 7 here. You know what really bothered me about this whole thing? To me, it's like a cocky arrogance thing where people in Cleveland, oh, I don't need to be worried. We don't need to be worried about anything. They're just so cool and calm and nonchalant about going up against the Raptors because they're just so damn confident that it's just the Raptors and, you can beat them at any time. You better pray right now if you're in Cleveland, you win on Sunday. You better pray you win on Sunday. You have the highest payroll in the NBA, and you're losing to the Raptors right now, missing 2 starters. I mean, you have a lot to be concerned about right now if you're Cleveland. Let's talk about this here. Let's see. We got a bunch of things, and I'll get to the game breakdown at some point, but there's so many of you in here right now. Happy for RJ, big moment for him, says M. Tavares. Absolutely. What happened to the offense in the fourth quarter? You know what? They did the same thing that they did in Cleveland. It's you got to have somebody to play around. And it's got to be Scotty and RJ, but it's got to be Scotty as well. But Scotty looked exhausted. And I mean absolutely exhausted in this one. So somebody has to be aggressive. They got to send 1 or 2 guys at Scotty if they're going to be playing off him or RJ. And then you got to find shooters. You got to find good looks for shooters. Jacoby Walter. I mean, listen, we're going to get to some of the numbers here in just a second as well. But there's some really big games that came up for the Raptors. I'm still waiting for the big Sandro Mamukelashvili game. Can it be in game 7? Can it be in game 7? Trouty says, the rest of the league finding out what we already knew about Scotty. The man is elite. 100%. Sterling Phillips 836 says, my 9-year-old started running around the house screaming, ha ha. He will remember this night for years. I'm going to drop a bomb for that comment. And you know what? I'm going to drop a bomb. Sterling, if you're still here, I'm going to drop a bomb for your son. For him. Because I'm happy for him that he got to see that moment and he's absolutely hyped. So I love that for him. Will Map Itas 4168 says, that's a wow effort from the Raptors. Yep. That's amazing, Trouty says. Cavs have to be tight. Very. I mean, Nana is in the building. Shout out to the refs letting the boys play. Listen, I mean, wow. Just wow. A stunner of a game. And I'm going to get into some of these numbers here. I talked to you guys about the Cavs, right? And we can get into some of the team stats as well as I look on my tablet here. But I mean, when we look at team numbers here first, the Raptors shoot 46% from the field in this one, and Cleveland shoots 43% from the field. Cleveland actually had 6 more field goal attempts in this game compared to the Raptors. The Raptors shot 40 of 87. Cleveland shot 40 of 93. And from 3-point range, the Raptors shot 13 of 36. So we'll take that. 11 of 41 from Cleveland, just 27% from 3-point range for the Cleveland Cavaliers. But 13 for 36, 36% we'll take. But we ain't winning anymore shooting 4 or making 4 or 5 threes. I'll tell you that much. But listen, here is another big stat for the Raptors in this game. And guess what? They needed every single one that they made, winning by 2. They shot 83% from the free throw line, 19 of 23. 19 of 23 from the free throw line, which is huge for the Raptors. Now, one thing the Raptors are going to have to look at in regards to cleaning up was the rebounding battle tonight. It was not good. 52-38 overall, the advantage for Cleveland. And Cleveland had 19 offensive rebounds in this game. Not good. Not good. You can't have that happen again in Game 7. You got to be on the glass in Game 7. 27 assists on 40 made field goals. 13 steals compared to 8 for the Raptors in this game. 9 blocks compared to 4 blocks for Cleveland in this game. 18 turnovers for Cleveland. 16 for Toronto. Points conceded off of turnovers, 25 for Cleveland, 17 for the Raptors. Fast break points. Big number here because they were struggling with this early in the series, right? 20-6. 20-6. Got to drop one for them there. Points in the paint, 54-48 advantage for the Cleveland Cavaliers in this one. And so let's look at the numbers here. Okay. Doghouse is in the building. The fact we got 2 second-year guys out there and a rookie, and they are playing well, is incredible. Completely agree with you. Completely agree with you. I mean, what did you say there that was wrong? They're going against the highest payroll in the NBA. Donovan Mitchell, James Harden. Don't worry, we'll talk about it. We will talk about it. Okay? All Raptors fans were hoping for the play-in at the beginning of the season. Ash Y4TW says, everyone thought Cleveland would sweep us. I mean, damn. Black Boil. What is that? Black Boil 2? Interesting. Keep up the good work, my Trots. Loving the content. Appreciate you. You know what? I'm gonna drop one for you here. And got a lot of stuff coming in, right? They thought this was a warm-up. I don't think so. Scotty Barnes played 48 minutes tonight. And so, with that being said, Trouty, let's get to the numbers for the Raptors right now. And then I'll get back to the comments and I'll get to the game breakdown and stuff after. So let's start it from the top. RJ Barrett in this game, 43 minutes. He had 24 points, just 8 of 21 shooting from the field, 4 of 12 from 3-point range. He had 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal in this game. Gave you 5 turnovers as well, but you take the bad with the good, right? 48 minutes in this game for Scotty Barnes. 25 points, 11 of 21 from the field, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. RJ was 4 or 5 from the free throw line, if I didn't mention that. He had 14 assists. 14 assists, 7 rebounds, 3 steals, 3 blocks. I mean, are you kidding me? Jakob Poeltl in this game, 22 minutes. He gave you just 2 points and 4 rebounds with 1 assist in this game. Gave you 2 steals and a block at least. Now, remember, the other 2 guys now that started this game were Jamal Shead and Jacoby Walter. Big props. Big props for both of these guys. Jamal Shead, 33 minutes, 7 points, 2 of 9 from the field. I don't care about any of that. 2 of 7 from 3-point range, so that's good. He knocks down those 2 threes. 1 rebound, 6 assists, only 2 turnovers, 1 steal. But listen to this. Jacoby Walter in this game, 43 minutes played. 43 minutes played. 24 points. 7 of 13 from the field. 4 of 9 from 3-point range. He went 6 of 6 from the free throw line. 5 rebounds. Listen to this. Listen to this number. 0 turnovers. 0 turnovers. 3 steals and a block. I'm going to drop a bomb for all 5 of them. I'm not even going to do it collectively. They're each getting one. I'm going to drop one for Barrett. There's one for Barrett. Who's up next? I mean, one for Barnes. Who do we got after? Poeltl played well, but he didn't get a bomb today. But he, I guess, did what he had to do. Damn it, Shed. I'm going to give one for Walter. Yeah. And now let's go to the bench and see who was cooking here. Jamison Battle, okay. 11 minutes, 5 points. Decent. Came in, did what he had to do. All right. He hit a 3. And I like that. Gave you another 2-point basket as well. But there's 2 guys for that we got to drop one for off the bench. There are 2 guys we got to drop one for off the bench. Johnny says he's speechless right now. He is speechless right now. Everybody's still feeling it. I think everybody is just so stunned right now. Just so stunned. They don't even know what to believe. They don't even know what to believe. Listen to this. Colin Murray-Boyles in this game played fantastic, by the way. Great defense he played out there tonight. 40 minutes in this game. 17 points. He was 6 of 10 from the field. 5 of 6 from the free throw line. 7 rebounds. 2 assists. 2 steals. 3 blocks in this game. And one more person that I got to mention. And you know what? Let me drop one for Murray-Boyles, right? One more guy off the bench that I'm proud of tonight. He played 10 minutes in this game. He forced a massive turnover at the end of the game to have it knocked off of Evan Mobley. and he knocked down 2 big time threes. We have to drop a bomb for AJ Lawson. I mean, talk about someone who came into the game and made an impact. I mean, AJ Lawson. We gotta be proud of AJ Lawson. We gotta be proud of AJ Lawson. He did most of his time in the G League this year. Look at the way his defensive tenacity in the game, and then knocks down 2 big triples. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? We got to show a lot of love to AJ Lawson and Colin Murray Boyles for what they did off the bench. I think the Sandro Mamukelashvili game is going to be game 7. I'm hoping it's game 7, I should say. I'm hoping it's game 7. Let me get back to some of the comments quickly here before we get into the game breakdown. Johnny believes it, bro. We're going to game 7. Sterling says, Sterling Phillips, I got cold feet on buying tickets to this game. I'll regret this forever. Don't regret it. Don't regret it. Be happy that you saw it with your son from the television. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Johnny says, I want to say F these refs. They got away with so many push-offs, especially from Harden. Harden, his push-offs are just ridiculous at this point. They're just ridiculous. Like, I mean, they got to do something about that. He's just blatantly just shoving guys off. I mean, are you kidding me? Like, it's crazy. Adam Hurley says, why Cavs suck? I'm foreigner. I don't know what the hell that says. Adam says Cavs are utter disgrace. Doghouse says incredible. Cleveland has 0 dogs. That's from Mike Byers, 1873. Superfan Mo Official says beyond happy. I'm celebrating. Meng F3960 says let's go. RJ 2012 says Raptors 2 starters are out. BI3 and quickly. Yes, we know that. Raptors 2 starter. No, I just said that. Mike Byers 1873 says Taps got Sixers destroyed by refs at the beginning. Okay. We're going to get into some of the game breakdown now. And if you didn't see this game, and even if you did see this game, pay attention and follow along and get into the comments with me as we start talking about this thing from the first quarter, because boy, I mean, this was just wow. I mean, just talk about heart attack central. Heart attack central. So no quickly, we find out about no Ingram hours before the game. So your starting lineup is Shed, Walter, Barrett, Barnes, and Pirtle. And I originally thought like maybe they should have started CMB instead of Shed so you have a bit more size. But whatever, it ends up working out in the end. So RJ and Harden, they get locked up early in this game. Harden gets a layup, I think, and then he comes down, falls on his back, and RJ gives him a little love tap, kicks him just a little, Pete, just a little bit. And then Harden holds his leg. And then Harden originally gets called for the flagrant foul. Or no, sorry, they didn't call a flagrant foul, but they did call a technical on Harden for pulling RJ's leg when he was running back. But then they went to review and they both got called for tees. So right away, I mean, Harden and Barrett have just been going at it. Yep, it's been like that the entire series. So After that, RJ transition layup. Then he knocks down a three. Battle comes in. He drains a transition three. Walter drills a three as well. But the Cavs, and this was a worry for me, and we're going to have to pay attention and watch this for next game as well. The fouling. The fouling is getting them into the bonus early. Both teams want to get into bonus early because you want to be able to be aggressive, get to that free throw line, and be aggressive even before you get into the paint when you're in bonus, because anything, you're going to the line, right? And so Scotty, what I liked about him is that he was cooking from mid-range early. He was going to his right, going to his left, pulling up from mid-range. They can't stop him from there. They cannot stop him from there. Too much size, too strong. That pull-up jumper, I like seeing that. But on the glass, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, 10-1, 10-1 rebounding for the Cavs with 2:30 remaining in that first quarter. One rebound, which is crazy. And the Cavs were dumping it into their bigs, man. They were dumping it into Allen. They were dumping it into Mobley. 14 points in 34 minutes for Jared Allen. 26 points in 41 minutes for Mobley. They were dumping it in there, lobbing it over them, over the defense, and getting it into them for layups, dunks. Those guys, especially Mobley, really quick off of his feet. If you lose him, you're not paying attention to him, he gets that ball around the basket, that's an instant dunk. Instant dunk. Riddling 84 says, "Go Cavs." I mean, are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is coming down to game 7, baby. This is coming down to game 7. Now, Raptors defense was looking really good. On point, especially towards the end of the first quarter. The defensive communication was on point, especially towards the end of the first quarter. Especially towards the end of the first quarter. The defense was looking solid. Communication was there. And so I was happy to see that from the Raptors. Raptors were playing like men. I put down tied 32-32 after the first quarter. The Cavs are out rebounding the Raptors 14-5. 7-1 fast break points in favor of the Raptors. And the Raptors forced 5 turnovers out of the Cavs after the first quarter. So let me get back to some of the comments quickly before I get to the second cue. Mike Byer says Raps will win. Wow. Riddling 84. LeBronto Craptors getting belt in game 7. All right, we're gonna have to put up with Riddling here. He's coming in. He's trying to infiltrate the stream. You know why? He's trying to infiltrate the stream because he's shook to death right now. Absolutely shook to death that this thing is in game 7. I mean, these are the guys with the highest payroll and they're healthy. They got everybody in the lineup and we're tied up going to game 7 and we're the Craptors. I mean, you got to be kidding me here. I mean, you guys in Cleveland at this point, I mean, you should be embarrassed. You should be embarrassed. Not that this is going to a game 7, but the fact that they're going to a game 7 missing 2 of their starters is incredible to me. Mike, Holy's from The Real Truth. Got to give Raptors respect. Another great effort. Yep, I agree. I agree. Garbage team can compare this Raps team. Trouty says, some of the best ball the Raps have played all year. Yep. And look, we're starting, I mean, you got a guy, we're starting second year guys here. Second year guys. And Colin Murray Boyle's a rookie. A rookie. CMB All-Star next year, hands down. I don't know. That's a big jump. Big shot. Lucky shot, says Mode Liam 2563. You got to be in the game for it to be lucky. They were in the position. The shot might have been lucky, but luck is a part of it. I guess you guys wish over in Cleveland you were a bit more lucky tonight as well. The Real Truth says, I have been critical of this team most of the season, and rightfully so. However, the heart and passion arrived in the postseason, all without BI contributing. I got to give respect to them. Listen, Real Truth. I agree. You were harsh and critical of this team, but you know what? It was rightfully so, to be completely honest with you. It was rightfully so. So I'm not going to knock you about that. I know that at one point, and I don't think I forgot when you called them gutless cowards. I do remember. And then I called you a gutless coward. Do you remember that? Not and listen, not because I thought you were a gutless coward or think you were a gutless coward. I did it to shock you. I did it to shock you. Because one thing that I want to do, and that I always try to make clear, is that let's be respectful to these players. Remember, they're under a lot of pressure. They play pro sports, right? And so they play as hard as they can. They make mistakes, but they're a young team. And so we don't want to say anything online that we wouldn't say to their face, right? And so a part of the reason, and this is the biggest part of the reason why we all wanted to see them make the playoffs. This is a part of the reason why we wanted to see them make the playoffs. Because you learn more about what you have. You learn about who's going to show up, who will rise to the occasion. Now, would we think about this Raptors team the same way after these 6 games that we have seen? Would we think about them the same way compared to what we thought about them before the playoffs? If the Raptors did not make the playoffs, what would we think about them compared to what we're seeing now? It would be a completely different frame of mind for the Raptors. A completely different frame of mind. And so this is why the playoffs are always good. You get to evaluate exactly what you have. Raptor Fangirl 561 says, let's go. If we get Ingram back, we got game 7 100%. I don't know if Ingram's going to be back at this point, to be completely honest with you. The Crapaliers, says Trouty. Damn, what do we got over here? A couple of haters? I think we do. And you know what? To be honest, like with the Real Truth, I think, I'll be honest with you. I think most of your criticism that came this year, and I'm going to mention rightly so, I didn't think your criticism was big when it came to talent or skill or anything like that. I think you're a big effort person. I think it's about the effort, heart, and the passion for you. And you know what? I'm with that. Because really what the Raptors are showing you now is that they were capable of playing like this. Imagine looking at the games that we're seeing right now and then thinking back to the game when we lost to Sacramento. For some reason, that loss just still bothers me for some reason. Now I'm going on a tangent. As a Raptors fan, Mike Byers, 1873, because I'm not going to say that. Blow it all up, and you must listen because I'm okay. I don't know what's going on here. I'm so proud right now. Let's get this W and shock the world. Real Truth says, stop with the LeBronto crap. It's old and tired. Let's also give Darko some credit. He made good adjustments throughout the series. Mike, you went at me for that gutless coward comment. Yeah, but the reason was not because that's what I actually thought of you. It was because I want you to see how it feels when somebody says that about you. Right? I just want us all to be respectful to each other and the players because remember, these guys they have millions of people watching them all the time. Right? And they're heavily criticized. It's their job. It's what they do. Right? And think about it. Whatever job that we all do, imagine if we were doing a job when you're playing against everybody else, 440 or 450 players in the league, and they're all the best players in the world. It's hard. Guys, I'm telling you, I've been at these games for over a decade. These guys are massive. They're fast. They're incredibly skilled. I've sat on the broadcast literally next to Jack. I've sat next to Alvin. I've sat next to Leo. I've sat next to all these guys watching these games. Some of these guys that you see, how big and fast these guys are ridiculous. Ridiculous. I remember the first time I stood next to Paolo Banchero from Orlando. The guy is a tree. Just a massive human being. Massive. When you see some of these guys with the speed, height, and size, they're tough. And guys, I promise you, when you watch these games live in person, it's even different from TV. I remember I've sat in the front mid-court where there's no one in front of me, and I'm watching these games at the broadcast table. How fast the game and the ball, the speed is crazy. It's crazy. Trust me on that. I'm going to get back to your comments in just a second. Okay. Second quarter, Shed was hounding the basketball, just all over people. Okay. But he did have 3 personal fouls with 9:44 remaining in that second quarter. Barrett picks up his third personal foul after being run over by Thomas Bryant. The guy gets run over by Thomas Bryant. They call a foul on RJ. How the hell that made sense, I have absolutely no idea. Some of the calls in this game were baffling, to be completely honest. But it's a 37-32 game now, 9:44 remaining, and it's a 13-2 run going back to the first quarter. I started getting ticked off that the Raptors were doubling Harden and then leaving some of the other guys open for 3. Some of these guys who were making threes here were, let me tell you here, not Dennis Schroeder tonight. I'll tell you that much. After what we saw him do in game 5, he wasn't making them. Merrill wasn't making them either. Strus and Dean Wade made 2 apiece. And so I was like, damn it, stop doubling Harden. You got to kind of shadow him, play between your man and Harden, but you can't just leave them over to shoot from open threes. That's just not going to work. Pirtle not looking too bad on defense, and the Raptors were running running. 26 fast break points, 13-6 run to start the second quarter. And listen, man, Scotty Barnes had a filthy two-handed dunk on Jared Allen. Like a nasty. He got the ball. He's going the full length of the court. He spins, and then throws it down. I couldn't believe when he made it because it looked off like he was going to go past the rim and ends up putting it in. If you guys know what I'm talking about, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you better go see that play. It was nuts. Raptors defense looking good, making Mitchell work hard to score, which is what I was very happy to see. Because even if Mitchell gets the basket, you want him to be fatigued, working hard to get those 2 points or that 3, whatever it is. And they were on his ass like back pockets. They were all over him. So I was happy to see that. Shed drills a 3. Walter drills a 3. And the Raptors have a 10-point lead at the half. 61-51. Raptors, 9 of 18 from three-point range. 13-1 in regards to fast break points. Cleveland had 10 turnovers at that point as well. Barrett had 15 points. Barnes had a double-double at the half. He had 14 points, 10 assists. Walter had 13 points. He was 3 of 5 from three-point range at the half. And I'll jump right into the third quarter because honestly, I want to get more into your comments than anything right now. Yeah, we made Achua look like Prime Shaq. I hate that loss too. That was, he went off that game. It was just ridiculous. I'm gonna get to your comments in just a second, starting with this one from CSDRT 20. Coming out in that third quarter, the Raptors, they came out attacking. And one thing that I saw that started bothering me a bit is I didn't want to see them just settling for threes. I want to see you mix it up. Get to the basket, pull up from mid-range if you have to, like Scotty. All right, but don't just settle for three-point shots. Be aggressive. You're trying to get yourself into the bonus, right? Jacoby was staying aggressive, was getting to the free throw line, and I did tell you went 6 of 6 from the free throw line. That was huge. Stay mixing it up. Lawson, big 3 as soon as he steps onto the court. RJ flexing after the and 1. And midway through that third quarter, the Raptors were 13 of 13 from the free throw line. You know what? I'm going to drop one for the and then Harden. Harden is shifty, man. Drills a 3 and he gets fouled. Raptors are now in the bonus with 4:27 left in that third quarter, and just CMB will just flat out balling, just scoring anything around the basket. Then he blocks a huge block on Tyson from at 3-point range. Huge 3. And then Colin Murray boils. I mean, the switchability from bigs to guards, being able to move his puppies, getting steals, getting blocks. Lawson, another big 3 from the top. 92-81 Raptors going into the fourth quarter. And I don't know about you, but the Raptors with that 11-point lead going into the fourth quarter, that's when you start getting worried. That's when you start getting nervous. I don't know about you guys, but when I saw that lead, I said, all right, here we go. Let's see if these guys can close this thing out. And so luckily, they ended up playing. They hung on. And I'll get to that in just a second, but they hung on. Let me get back to some comments here quickly. Let's get back to some comments. before I go into this fourth quarter. All right. So, CSDRT20 says these players are balling out. All heart. Nice game. I think Ingram needs to bulk up so that he can contribute in the playoffs. He needs more muscle. You're 100% right. You know, it's funny. I was saying that to myself earlier today. He's got to hit the weight room big time. All of them, actually, got to hit the weight room. But Ingram, Jacoby Walter, for sure, CMB, RJ Barrett, all of them, even though CMB is big, imagine what he can be. He came in like this as a rookie. So imagine what he can be physically. I mean, just an absolute specimen. Just an absolute specimen. Okay. Real truth. Mike went at you because you were an ass many times. Smart ass comments. Let's keep it 100 and tell the full story. Well, listen, things happen. We talk, and nothing personal. I don't hold grudges. We just move on. Good to see Toronto boy Barrett do his thing, though. I hear you for sure. Mike, at this point, I'm not relying on Ingram. I'm all about effort, passion, and team chemistry. Playoffs are about passion and hunger. Look at the Rockets without KD. I hear you. I hear you. Speaking of that, what is going on with that game? Can we take a second and find out what is going on there? Oh, the Lakers are up big time in this one, third quarter, 65-42. This might be the end for the Rockets, or are they going to pull a Detroit Pistons? The Detroit Pistons came back from 24 down to take out the Orlando Magic and force a game 7. Wow. Johnny says it's 8-on-5, like I said, Mike, every time. CSDRT20 says agree 100% on the overcommitment to Harden. Yeah, that was rough. That was tough. I'd rather see Harden hit the 2 than leave the open corner 3. I agree with that. I agree with that as well. Mike, my most memorable moment aside from the championship team was Raptors beating the Knicks in Game 5 with Alvin Williams on one leg. I remember that. I'm old school Raptors fan from day one. Love my Raptors, bro. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. And I remember that stuff, big time stuff, when the Raptors got that big win against the New York Knicks. Let's also give Masai credit for developing Scotty, Calamari Boyles, and Walters, not to mention Siakam, VanVleet, Powell, etc. Raptors have a great drafting development history in the past 8 years. Hoping they can get something good again this year. I'm hoping so. Toronto Walker 17 says RJ Kawhi Barrett saved the Raptors season. Wow. Just incredible stuff. So I'm going to get to the fourth quarter, and then I'm going to come back to you guys in just a little bit, and we'll wrap this thing up. So Scotty going to work offensively, being aggressive. Jamal Shed picks up his 5th foul with 8:36 remaining in that fourth quarter. And Harden, once again, was breaking down the defense, making plays for his teammates, corner threes for Mitchell, Dean Wade, and the Raptors were now looking confused on offense. And this is a big problem. A big problem. They don't know what they're doing on offense a lot of the time when it comes down to the fourth quarter. It's like they play smooth as hell from the first quarter to the third. And then the fourth quarter, they collapse. That can't happen in Cleveland. It can't happen in Cleveland. You're not going to come away victorious if that happens. They got to hold their composure. They have to figure out that offense and stick to the game plan. in the fourth quarter when they get to Cleveland. If the game is tight, you cannot collapse down the stretch here. It's a do or die situation for both teams. And they're going to be nervous as hell as well. On the other hand, Cleveland, they just stick to the game plan in the fourth quarter. They know, give the ball to Harden, give it to Mitchell. We play off those two guys. That's it. That's their game plan on offense. And they were sticking to that. And that's what helps them come into the game. They just stick to the plan. Listen to this, though. Shed subs back in, breaks down the defense, makes a play for Colin Murray Boyles. But with 8:50 remaining in the fourth quarter, the Raps did not make another field goal until 3:58. Almost 5 minutes. A massive scoring drought. Or I should say field goal drought. They got some free throws, but that was the difference between field goals, which is absolutely crazy. Raptors also with some big defensive breakdowns that leave guys like Evan Mobley wide open right under the rim for dunks. You cannot have that. Big three from Walter with 1:55 remaining to make it a 4-point game, and just awful shot at the end of the game with around 14 seconds left. RJ, we needed something. And it was just a horribly forced up shot. Did not look good at all. And at that point, Cleveland now hasn't had the lead. So it's 104-102 for the Raptors with 15, for Cleveland. 104-102. And then Mobley gets a layup with 11 seconds left. Ties this thing up. Now, Cleveland did not lead in this game since 35 seconds remaining in the first quarter when they were up 32-30, right? The game ultimately ends up going to overtime. And so now we discuss OT, and then I will get back to your comments and I'll finish up with all your comments. The Raptors were getting stops, but could not get rebounds. So technically, it's not a stop. You get a stop after you get the rebound. So yes, they were forcing up bad shots, but they could not rebound. And it was really, really tough to watch. 18 offensive rebounds, 2:17 remaining in overtime. And you finish the play, like I mentioned, with rebounds. Darko holds the challenge, wins the challenge on a screen with Jamal Shed being hit by Dean Wade. And then Mitchell goes to the basket. He had 13 points in the fourth and overtime with 33 seconds remaining. The Raptors are now hounding them. They inbound the ball. The Raptors are playing full court defense. They end up turning the ball over. By forced defense, three-quarter defense, and by A.J. Lawson, who was in the game. Mobley turns it over. And then RJ with 1.2 seconds remaining or whatever, a massive, massive three. RJ Barrett, like I have mentioned, and so many of you have mentioned, he is never afraid of the moment, ever. RJ never gets rattled. Now, I look at some of his decision-making at times, and I'm like, damn, come on, really? But you take the good with the bad. And RJ never gets rattled. He's always willing to take the big shot. Always willing to take the big shot. And so, man, you got to show a lot of love to RJ Barrett. Because, man, he came through. Scotty came through. Jacoby came through. Shed came through. Lawson. Boyles. Everybody who played came through tonight. We got to show a lot of love to the Raptors making it to game 7, especially without 2 of your starters. Real True says, Mike, they won. Basketball is a game of runs. The fact Harden, Mitchell, Mobley, Allen are struggling to beat this young Raptors team says it all. RJ has balls. Gotta bring him back. And listen, wait till you see RJ improve. RJ ain't a finished product right now. I hope a lot of people understand that. He ain't a finished product. RJ's going to continue to evolve and get better. Mike, are you surprised we didn't see Grady again? AJ Lawson was playing over him. Good. Good, because you know what, damn it? He plays defense and with tenacity and knock down those triples. Yummy Satay says, Magic Mustard only 19. What? In the entire second half? That is crazy. I agree. Toronto Walker 17. I agree. Toronto can't continue with those sloppy fourth quarter starts. Can't take their feet off the gas pedal. 100%. Completely agree with you there. CSDRT20 says, the only reason they're sloppy is they are physically exhausted, which I agree with too. That's a big part of it. Like Scotty looked at the end of the game and in overtime, Scotty looked like he can barely stand up. They are playing with a very small rotation and Barnes and Barrett clocking major minutes, 100%. You're preaching here. That's so true. RJ's extension is no longer a question. Mike, we're missing 2 starters. After game 5 effort, I realized Raptors could win series. Even if we lose game 7, this team earned my respect. You know what? I give you some credit. Because it's true. It's true. They earned my respect as well. Damn right. RJ 2012 says, Raptors 2 starters are BI and out 2 starters BI quickly. Cleveland is lucky. Atkins challenging a call in the second quarter, I believe, wasn't necessary. And it was a bad challenge because they didn't even get it and then lost it. They needed that one down the stretch because, and I'll admit this, there was a couple plays where the Raptors got really lucky. And if Cleveland still had those challenges, there was a play where the ball clearly, to me, went off Colin Murray-Boyle's fingertips down the stretch, and the refs missed it. And Donovan Mitchell was running to say, take the challenge, and he said, damn, we don't have any. That's why challenges are so important. And Darko held his till the right time and made the right call. Atkinson blew it on that one. Where are all the Darko haters? Darko doing a great job. Damn right he is. Johnny says, I am really happy, Mike, for RJ. I feel like he only people that doesn't want to get rid of him was me and you. The only people that didn't want to get rid of him was you and me, Johnny. Yep. I hear all the fans want to trade him and keep Ingram. Listen, keep telling you, F around and find out. You cannot teach chemistry. And RJ and Scotty are going to get better together. Remember, RJ has size. His shooting has been decent. Needs to work on his basketball IQ, taking better shots, making the extra pass. But these are things he can work on. He's going to get better at these things as time goes on. But he's never afraid, and you need that. Raptors hard is Barnes, RJ Shed, CMB, Walter. Playoff expose who to move forward with. Exactly. Remember that big word expose that we've been using for like the last 2 weeks? Exactly. Yeah, I said the rotation was too small. We need smarter subs to buy some rest for our main guys. 100%. Mubin A4N. Raptors 3-3 in game 7 all time. They need to bring the ruckus on game day. 100% agree. Last comment before I make the closing remarks here. If I'm the GM, I'm looking to trade Ingram quickly and Grady for a big and a second point guard. I don't think I want to give up on Brandon Ingram yet. I believe in Brandon Ingram. He's having a rough stretch. I think he'll learn from this. And I mean, we can cross that bridge when we get there once again. But it ain't the offseason yet. We'll get to that. We'll talk about that when it gets here. But I still believe in Brandon Ingram. I think that he's going to improve his offensive bag, improve on defense, hit the weight room, get a little bit stronger. Needs to improve with that handle and as a playmaker as well. And from a defensive standpoint, it's got to be more than just a scorer. Rebounder, thinking quickly. Now, as for Pirtle and quickly, I don't know what's going to happen there. We'll see. We'll cross that bridge. We have a lot to talk about when that time comes. But yes, a great, great show. And the Raptors stunned the NBA world with a massive win over Cleveland at Scotia Bank Arena. Meet me back here. For Game 7 post-game. Maybe I'll get some content for you tomorrow. Before heading into this Game 7. Thank you all very much for joining me on the show. Translation, I have no idea. Not gonna lie, I don't know what this says. But meet me back here, whoever this is. Peace out. Man, have a good night. Go Raps. Absolutely, have a good night. Grady was a draft bust. However, we obtained Barrett, undrafted. No problem. Yes, good night, everyone. And if you haven't already done so, at MikeRoach7 on Instagram, at MikeRoach23 on X, make sure you follow, like, subscribe, and share the show. Thank you all very much for joining me. Have a good night. I will see you back here for Game 7 post-game, but maybe I'll drop something quickly tomorrow as well. Happy that you all joined me. Can't do it without you. And I'll talk to you all again soon. Peace. I'm out. Game 7 coming up.